Hello, this is Business Now, reaching you live from iBrandTV News studio in Lagos, Nigeria. First, the headlines. Oil prices soared as U.S. President announces ban on Russian oil. Central Bank of Nigeria increases currency in circulation by 418 billion naira. Nigeria's agri financing gap widens by 2 trillion naira. European stocks, Wall Street futures rebound as investors watch diplomatic efforts to end Russia's attack on Ukraine. Many thanks for joining us on Business Now. Here are some stories we are tracking at this hour. I am Margaret Opara. We begin Business Now from Russia, looking at the impact of the ongoing crisis on the state of the economy and business activities across the globe. The US and the UK are banning Russian oil as the European Union is ending its reliance on Russia's gas, stepping up the economic response to the invasion of Ukraine. The US President Joe Biden said the move targeted the main artery of Russia's economy. Energy exports are a vital source of revenue for Russia, but the move is also likely to impact Western consumers. Russia's economy is heavily dependent on energy. It is the world's third biggest oil producer behind Saudi Arabia and the US. Before the measures were announced, Russia warned of catastrophic consequences for the global economy and said it might close its main gas pipeline to Germany. On the ground in Ukraine, civilians have been evacuated from 2 under-attack areas, while the US has said up to 4,000 Russian troops may have been killed in the conflict. A leading ratings agency has warned Russia is likely to soon default on its debt as it downgraded the country's bounce further into junk territory. Fitch Ratings slashed its assessment of Russia to almost the bottom of its scale, just days after downgrading it from investment status. It is the latest blow to the country's creditworthiness in the wake of its invasion of Ukraine. This week, Moscow said its bond payments may be affected by sanctions. The firm added the further ratcheting of the sanctions and proposals that it could limit trade in energy increased the probability of a policy response by Russia that includes at least selective non-payments of its sovereign debt obligations. From the announcement from Fitch came after the US and the UK said they will ban Russian oil as a step up its economic response to the invasion of Ukraine. And still on the economic situation in Russia, ministers are making it a criminal offense for planes owned or chartered by Russians to enter the UK's airspace. Russian-owned aircraft are already banned from flying into UK, but the new move is aimed at targeting private jets registered in the third country being chartered by wealthy Russians. The government said the sanction would target figures close to the Kremlin. One plane at Faaborg Airport in Hemisphere is already under investigation. The UK authorities have held the Luxembourg-registered private jets to investigate whether it is Russian-owned and brought a Russian passenger to the UK in contravention of sanctions. The government has also announced new trade sanctions that will prevent all UK exports of aviation or space-related technology to Russia, including related services such as insurance. The consumer giants, including McDonalds, Coca-Cola and Starbucks, have joined the list of firms halting businesses in Russia due to the invasion in Ukraine. McDonald's said it was temporarily closing its roughly 850 restaurants in Russia, while Starbucks also said its 100 coffee shops would shut. On Wednesday, Heineken stopped beer production and sales in Russia. And Mothercare said all businesses in Russia, which represent 20% to 25% of its global sales, had been stopped. The move by McDonald's, Coca-Cola and Starbucks came after mounting pressure on companies to act over the war in Ukraine. Now, European stocks and Wall Street futures rebounded Wednesday as investors watched diplomatic efforts to end Russia's attack on Ukraine, while Asian markets sank after Chinese inflation accelerated. Already high oil prices added more than $1 per barrel following President Joe Biden's ban on imports of Russian crude. London and Frankfurt opened higher. Shanghai, Tokyo and Hong Kong declined amid enduring unease about the war's global impact. The futures for Wall Street S&P 500 index and Dow Jones Industrial Average were 1% after the market slid on Tuesday. And more business stories, Congressional leaders reached a partisan deal early Wednesday, providing $13.6 billion to help Ukraine and European allies, plus billions more to battle the pandemic as part of an overdue $1.5 trillion measure financing federal agencies for the rest of this year. Though a tiny fraction of the massive bill, the money countering Russian Blitzkrieg said the devastated part of Ukraine and prompted Europe's most refugee crisis since World War II ensured and measure would pass with robust bipartisan support. President Joe Biden requested $10 billion for military, humanitarian and economic aid last week, and Democratic and Republican backing was so staunch that the figure grew to $12 billion on Monday and $13.6 just a day later. Now to local stories. Experts has expressed optimism on the national carrier. Nigeria Air scheduled to kickstart in the second quarter of 2022. A stakeholder in the aviation sector and air pilot Daba Suleiman, who spoke on iBrandTV Business Breakfast, hopes to see a national carrier ready for business.
I look forward, like I said, I look forward to see us having a national carrier, a strong, beautiful arrangement that will give us the one we used to have, the Nigerian Airways. Nigerian Airways is a very wonderful image for Nigeria all over the world, globally. And because of mismanagement, because of government policies and wrong policies, and all these ideas of saying we are in charge and all of that, that's what killed Nigerian Airways. Look at where we are today. Look at Ethiopian Airlines. Look at Emirates. They are behind us, far behind us. But today, look at where they are. Of course, we look forward to a better arrangement because it has to be a better arrangement. But I also prefer that government have a stake and give some part of the stake to private sector, because I know with the involvement of the private sector holding some stake in the Nigerian in the national carrier, it will help us to grow positively and make profits for this country. If you look at the location of Nigeria, it's so huge that there's a lot of potential to what we're doing, but it's just that we have not gotten it right. And until we get it right, I guess we're not going to be the way it should be.
The currency in circulation rose by 418 billion naira from 2.91 trillion naira in December 2020 to 3.33 trillion naira in December 2021, according to figures obtained from the Central Bank of Nigeria. The CBN data showed that currency in circulation had increased by 19.6% from 2.44 trillion naira recorded as of December 2019. The CBN said in its report on currency operations that the growth in CIC reflected the continued dominance of cash in the economy, end of quote. Analysis of the CIC shows that a greater proportion was in higher denomination banknotes, 100 naira, 200 naira, 500 naira, and 1,000 naira. The higher denomination banknotes together accounted for 63.47% and 98.8% of the total CIC, in terms of volume and value, respectively. The volume of lower denomination banknotes 5 naira, 10 naira, 20 naira, 50 naira accounted for 28.43% of the total CIC and 1.92% in terms of value as at the end of December 2020. Following the decision by the federal government through the Nigerian Customs Service to extend it by 31 days the controversial electronic valuation system for imported vehicles, also known as Vehicle Identification Number Valuation, a stakeholder has stated that freight forwarders will shift ground pending the outcome of the 31-day suspension. Godfrey Wosu, Chairman Tinkan Chapter, Africa Association of Professional Freight Forwarders and Logistics in Nigeria, noted that 31 days will not be enough to clear the 12,000 units of vehicles trapped at the port.
We are going to shift ground pending the outcome of this grace period. And mind you, they did not consider the period where we are going to experience technical hitches, like server issues that have always been there. They did not consider the period where it will now require manual automation and the backlog as we speak. The other day, the PTML operators, that's the Grimadi operators, were mentioning the volume of vehicles trapped in their custody, waiting clearance. Over 12,000. 31 days, that 31 days were enough to clear 12,000 units of vehicles that have already been trapped. Considering the accumulation, the volume of vehicles that have been shipped and imported, most of which has not been discharged in Nigerian ports. So many vessels are waiting anchorage. So many vessels are in Cotonou and in Lomé are waiting clearance to come and discharge their shipment. These things were not considered. Some of these vehicles will be discharged today, tomorrow, weekend, and they are going to be a mad rush. If you have experienced delivery process through the exit gate of the port, especially vehicular delivery, and you've been there, you see how people stampede on each other, because definitely everybody want to go through this grace period to be free from additional perils or damages. Now, it's just one gate that will assess, that will exit all these shipments, this number of shipments we're talking about. PTML will going to also carry out delivery through the same channels. Think of what will happen on our road access road, the access road to the port, where already there are trucks of conveying empty containers on the road, on the bridge, and this is going to cause another huge challenge.
All right, that was an excerpt from our Business Breakfast show. For the full video, please do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And moving on, there is no end in sight to the precarious situation airlines are facing over aviation fuel known as Jet A1. As the price skyrocketed to an all-time high of 607 naira per litre yesterday, an increase of over 100 naira in less than 24 hours. Many airlines were in a quandary when they got a notification indicating a new price regime of aviation fuel, with the product being sold for 607 naira in Kano. An operator confirmed that many airlines got a notification from marketers yesterday showing that Jet A1 has increased to 579 naira in Lagos, 599 naira in Abuja and Port Harcourt, and 607 naira in Kano. It was learned that the same product was sold for 470 naira in Lagos on Monday and 495 naira in Kano. The development has triggered massive flight delays, with many flights reportedly grounded in Lagos, Abuja, and other parts of the country. An executive partner, Alpha Insurance PLC, Bolahon Adu, has said indigenous insurance companies lost about $60 million of potential annual revenue to their foreign counterparts. According to him, this is because foreign-owned tankers lifting crude in the nation do not patronize local insurance companies. Adu disclosed said the percentage rate of insurance cover for ships done by local insurance is between 10 to 15%. He added that insurance sales are expected to rise as more local companies buy assets of the foreign ones. According to Adu, indigenous ship owners lack capacity, and this is affecting the full participation of local insurance companies in the sector. Now, away from that, Effects Commodities Exchange Limited said the country's agricultural financing gap has widened to 2 trillion naira. It said to bridge the gap, the Security Exchange Commission, SEC, must create an intersection between the commodities sector and the capital market. Effects Chief Executive Officer Ayodeji Balogun said this yesterday in Abuja during the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding between Effects and the Chartered Institute of Stock Progress. He said the country needed to invest more in bridging the agricultural financing gap because local and diaspora individual investors have some connection to the farm. Still to come, scientists have found the greatest ever undiscovered shipwrecks 107 years after it sank. Details and more business news after this commercial break.
Most people don't understand the magic of a perfect skin, the allure of a well-pampered skin. We bounce from skincare products to skincare products, from spa to spa. Looking for that ideal solution. I found the solution. And it's Blemiville Skincare and Spa. My name is Neil, and I'm proud to be a part of the Blemiville family.
Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, professional dry cleaners, best in dry cleaning and laundry services that meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, for clean wash and quick delivery. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. For clean wash and quick delivery. Ooh.
Swift Dry Cleaners. Clean wash, quick delivery.
Oh boy, winning you was so easy.
I just couldn't stand those your powerful shots. That's what happened.
Really? Let's go to my place for dinner.
This fufu is so nice.
It's through unripe plantain flour.
True unripe plantain flour is delicious.
Yes, true unripe plantain flour is what I serve my husband for swallows. It's easy to prepare, fortified with vitamin A, low in sugar and cholesterol, rich in fiber that helps the heart, builds and strengthens the bone, and his energy level is boosted.
Through unripe plantain flour, no additives, 100% natural, a product of Pali Agro Products Nigeria. Through unripe plantain flour, available in all leading stores nationwide.
Mama, you're coming to Lagos. Banga. Baby, Mama just called me now. She's coming to see you. She asked me to tell you to make banga soup for her. And she's close to the house. Oh.
How do you expect me to prepare banga in just few minutes?
I have a solution for you.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
If you no sabi cook the banga, you no go enter my family.
Pali banga is used in making other exotic dishes such as banga jollof rice, banga efo riro, banga asaro or yam porridge, banga egusi, and many more. Pali banga is easy to open, no preservatives, no cholesterol, and no coloring. Approved by NAFDAC. Manufactured by Pali Agro Products Limited. Available in all leading stores and supermarkets nationwide.
Pali banga, natural palm fruit extracts for tasty African cuisine.
True unripe plantain flour is 100% natural flour gotten from the processing of unripe plantain. It contains no addictive and has a net content of 500 grams. True unripe plantain flour contains vitamin A, B6 and C. It is gluten-free and rich in calcium. Consuming true unripe plantain flour helps to build and strengthen stronger bones and can be a great meal for diabetic patients. It decreases your chances of constipation as it has a high fiber content and provides you with a low-fat diet. Here are some steps to prepare your true unripe plantain flour. Firstly, mix true unripe plantain flour with hot water in a pot and gradually add water till you achieve desired thickness. Place over medium heat and turn very well for 4 to 5 minutes to get the right texture. Mold into a ball and place in a bowl and allow to cool. Serve with your choice of soup. True unripe plantain flour can be eaten with any variety of soup, be it your ofe oha, ofe onugbu, gbegiri, ewedu, or your miyan cooker to get your through unripe plantain flour. Contact us at 12 Olowera Isheri Road by First Welder Bus Stop off Omole Phase 2, Olowera, Lagos, Nigeria, or call 070-6663-8213 or 081-6397-4447. Distributors are needed nationwide. And now to business news on the Africa scene. Google has announced that its philanthropic arm, Google.org, is committing $1 million to charitable funding to support programs helping women entrepreneurs to grow their businesses as part of a series of new initiatives aimed at supporting women-owned businesses. The announcement was made yesterday. Head of Brand and Reputation Africa, Google, Mojoluwa Aderemi Makinde, said research shows that 58% of small and medium-sized businesses entrepreneurs in Africa are women. Despite this, women-run businesses show, on average, 34% lower profits than those run by their male counterpart. They are also less likely to receive funding and investment. And this is why we are announcing a series of initiatives today aimed at providing the support women need to grow their businesses. To help women business owners to develop their skills, Google has also dedicated a March cohort of the Hustle Academy to women-owned SMBs. The Hustle Academy launched last month as a 3-week-long bootcamp designed to help SBMs to build the expertise they need to expand their businesses. And on the foreign scene, the black liquid rallied by 4% on Tuesday as the United States President Joe Biden banned Russian oil imports. Also weighing on price is Britain, announcing that it will phase out from buying Russian oil by year-end. The decision by the two nations are expected to further disrupt the global energy market, where Russia is the second-largest exporter of crude. And both benchmarks have surged more than 30% since Russian President Vladimir Putin announced a special military operation in Ukraine, which has led to the United States and other countries to impose sanctions on Russia. Before now, the U.S. and other Western nations avoided imposing sanctions on Russia's oil and gas exports so as to avoid high energy prices, However, even without sanctions, Russian oil and gas exports were already being shunned by private organizations before the ban, as traders sought to avoid running afoul to future sanctions and also in solidarity with Ukraine. Now, Bitcoin led a rally in cryptocurrencies on Wednesday after what appeared to be a prematurely published U.S. Treasury statement allayed market worries about a sudden tightening of U.S. rules around digital assets. In a statement that briefly appeared on the Treasury website before it was taken down, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said a still pending executive order on virtual currencies from President Joe Biden called for a coordinated and comprehensive approach that digital policy assets that will support responsible innovation. End of quote. Now, scientists have found and filmed one of the greatest ever undiscovered shipwrecks 107 years after it sank. The Endurance, the lost vessel of Antarctic explorer Sir Ernest Shackleton, was found at the weekend at the bottom of the Weddell Sea. The ship was crushed by sea ice and sank in 1915, forcing Shackleton and his men to make an astonishing escape on foot in a small boat. A video of remains showed Endurance is to be in a remarkable condition. Even though it has been sitting in 3 kilometers, that's 10,000 feet of water for over a century, it looks just like it did on November, the day it went down. Its timbers, although disrupted, are still very much together. Endurance is clearly visible on the stern. We'll go on a commercial break now. When we return, we'll take more news updates from Perpetua. Stay with us. I am Margaret Opara. Thanks for watching.
Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Professional.